Bananas and peaches. Bang! Got him, Ernie said after snapping a picture of a deer coming out of the Virginia woods. You got her, you mean? Abe turned to the back and said. What? You got her, a girl deer. You know, a doe, a female. What? Ernie asked again before deciding he didn't really care. Drive on, Slowpoke, he said, addressing me while packing away his camera. By the time we reached our next campsite, we'd seen 100 more deer, by then more concerned with missing them than getting them on film. And we saw some birds of prey, but none of us could identify the type. On the far side of Knoxville, Tennessee, we walked through a flea market. Abe bought an armful of bananas for only 60 cents, he told us, as though maybe to suggest some new lean toward bargain hunting. Ernie quietly inspected a few Elvis booths, but bought nothing. In the car again, Abe said that all he wanted to do when he got back was find something to pass the time and pay the bills, though it seemed a bit ridiculous. Abe hadn't been employed, I was pretty sure, since his one and only job at some girls' tennis camp in Vermont in 1989. Ernie made it clear he didn't like this sort of talk. Would you shut up with that? And why the hell did you buy so many fucking bananas? He stared into the rear-view mirror with his chin up. Pass me one, he told Abe. It was beautiful. They were only 20 cents a pound, Abe said quietly as he broke one off and passed it forward. Then he turned and spread out the bunches on the back seat next to himself. The little truck spit stones and jerked forward. So, where are we going? Ernie asked back on the highway, pushing the truck up past 75. Good question. Looks like Chattanooga next, I answered, checking the road atlas. Did Mr. Kerouac ever have a Rand McNally road atlas? That's what I want to know. What's after Chattanooga? Well, that depends. Where do you guys want to go? We can go through Alabama or we can go through Georgia. Georgia, Abe said. Alabama, said Ernie. Pick one, I told him. Okay, Alabama, said Ernie. What about Alabama? I thought you guys wanted to see Atlanta. And what about Florida? Well, what about Memphis? Abe suddenly said. Maybe we should go to Memphis. See Graceland. Ernie thought about it. It was obvious he was thinking about it because he pulled into the slow lane and dropped the truck down to around 80. What's the difference, man? I say no theme parks on this trip. Good idea, Abe responded. And he was right. They were both right. A rare agreement. As for Graceland, it might go unvisited, but it didn't go unconsidered. Abe brought it up, but he probably couldn't have cared less. And Ernie, from the look and speed of things, already back in the fast lane, probably wasn't thinking about much else besides cops. His eyes darted back and forth between the speedometer and taillights of the car in front of him. At the time, it was as if he wanted nothing more than to drive Abe's truck into the ground. Force it to do things that had never been asked to do before. To his credit, though, he knew his own strength and knew also that subtle, protracted abuse is equally, if not more effective than killing a thing all at once, before you've gotten what you need out of it. No doubt, one of Ernie's hidden agendas was to see Abe's truck die upon arrival back in New York. Ernie gave Abe the wheel near the top of the Georgia-Alabama line and then stretched out across the back seat with his eyes closed. Abe pulled off onto a two-lane road that ran along the border. When the car stopped at a stop sign, Ernie sat up. Why are we stopping? He asked. Stop sign, Ernie answered. Stop sign where? A couple of miles down the road, we passed a peach truck with a sign, "Fresh Peaches," nailed to the side of it. Parked near the middle of a deserted. We passed a peach truck with a sign, "Fresh Peaches," nailed to the side of it. Parked near the middle of a deserted intersection. Buckets of peaches filled the bed of the truck, and a man with a hat over his face was lying on the tailgate. "Look at that guy. He's in the middle of the road," said Ernie. "Let's go back and get some," Ernie suggested. No way. No backtracking. No way. No backtracking. This isn't the part of the country we came to see. "But peaches, I can still see them," Abe said, looking into the rear view. "They're probably cheap." The road bent slightly and the peach truck was soon out of sight. A sign flew by. Speed limit 35. Abe was braking it, but not by much.